This resume, let's see, Dean's List 3 semesters. No. So again, I don't like that. I think if you're ranked 17 out of 24, I would think that you have been Dean's List every semester. Just anything that draws attention to not being Dean's List all semesters is fine. Best Performance Award for all these classes. That's great. Summa cum laude. Wow. So this is great. Everything's good about, and you don't need to underline and. Maybe we did that. I don't know. But and this again, the licensure goes at the end. One of the things you'll notice is when you review attorneys' resumes and again, this is not to be rude or mean or anything, but if someone goes to, I don't know, Harvard Law School or Michigan or something, they almost never even, they list their law school, but it's always at the end somewhere, and it's never, or not their law school, the fact that they passed the bar, and if, or they're admitted to the bar. And if they didn't go to a top law school, it's always at the top. It's a big deal passing the bar, obviously, and people from top law schools certainly don't pass the bar all the time, and they may want to put it at the top too. And so their biggest achievement is passing the bar. But it's assumed that if you're an attorney, you have the bar. So you don't want to really even talk about it. And if people see you're an attorney in wherever this city is, then they know that you passed the bar. So you don't really need to put it there. You can put it there, but you don't need to go into a lot of detail. So this is a good resume. The education's good. The licensure belongs at the bottom. This is a real estate attorney. This person is definitely employable. Shouldn't have too much trouble getting a position. I would combine these. So I would say you're a supervising attorney and an attorney. So I would just call yourself an attorney from these dates and the supervising attorney to those dates in the same thing. So you don't have two things there. And I don't even know that it's necessary to call yourself a supervising attorney versus an attorney. You could just put a line in there or something. That's how I would do that. And then, so then you're a real estate attorney here, and then these other jobs weren't real estate, and these were other things. And these are a lot of jobs. So for you, one of the things is that you haven't lasted very long in a lot. You've had a lot of positions, and certainly not being judgmental here. But what I would recommend doing is I would recommend putting other experience and then saying something along the lines of when did you graduate? Between September 13 and May of 2018 was an associate, other North or South Carolina law firms practicing business and or whatever, practicing business and estate planning related work, something along those lines. Because when you start having all these jobs on here, you start making yourself, and you're not really at this point, you've been this job you've been at for a couple of years and you're doing well. But you don't want to look like you're jumping around too much, and so you need to be careful. And then again, all of these different types of experience you've had, probably law firms aren't going to want to see too much of that. They're going to want to, they're not going to want to see all the different types of experience. So be careful with that. And just maybe a couple of lines about the fact that you worked at these other firms. And then if you were a paralegal in the summers of 2011 and 12 and you graduated in 2013, I don't know if I would call myself, I would just say you worked at these firms. Don't call yourself a paralegal. Oh, I see, summer associate or whatever, and then say paralegal. And this is actually a lot of stability there. So that's great. So they actually liked you a lot there. And I would just say something about other experience. And I would say during the summers of first law school, something along those lines, and just try to make this all shorter, because you want people to want to hire you and not believe you're going to stick around. And like one of the things I said earlier was that a law firm wants to know that you'll do the job long term. That's very important to be able to look like that on paper. So anything that shows you can do the job long term is helpful.